Welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics All Archers Challenge Run. This is an optional side quest battle. We are in Golan Coal City, going to the Colliery Underground. Third floor, this is the first Beowulf guest battle. We are on our way in search of some of the side optional characters. This is kind of the start of the Cloud quest. This is the start of like the Worker 8 quest. Also, of course, getting Beowulf and Reese, the dragon, and later the Dragoner Reese. This is one of the big starts to that. This also starts off getting us towards the deep dungeon. So I'm going to be clearing as many of these optional battles out as I can with this party. And this battle is the first of that long series. Beowulf is a guest in this party. He will be using his magic sword in this battle. He did join the party as a guest, and he's going to be using his magic sword ability. This is the one, if you don't recall this from the name, the one where you fight all chemists. All chemists. So it's a chemist challenge run versus the archers challenge run in essence here. And the chemists are rather irritating enemies because, of course, they can heal each other, they can revive each other, and all of these chemists are equipped with the gun weapon, and the guns are almost strictly better than bows. In many situations, guns are strictly superior to the bows in terms of ranged weapons. They can have a higher damage readout. They have longer range. They don't get extra range for height advantage. Their range is fixed on guns. So there's some ways you can manipulate this a little bit to your advantage, but in most ways, guns are strictly better than your bows. And these chemists, despite having some light armor, will take a few hits from us to kill. And we have to make sure that their gun damage gets spread out among all of us. You do see Orlando standing there. He is in our party now, and he is an archer, so he will be shooting those guys. He doesn't have all the abilities learned, I don't believe, in this battle. He's still gaining his archer JP. Sadly, I had to take off his mighty sword, and now he's just a regular old Orlando as a regular old archer. And he's moving into a position to attack. Now, these chemists are behaving, at least right now, in spreading the damage around a little bit. They're putting one hit on each of our characters and getting that so that nobody is too close to death here too early. And now we have to get them all dead. Now, once we start knocking them out, they're going to start healing each other. And it's irritating in one way, but it's also totally forgivable because they are going to be wasting their actions in reviving each other. And so hopefully I can use my actions more efficiently than they can use their actions if they're just throwing Phoenix Downs at each other. I know it's going to be wasting some attacks of mine, but in a battle like this where keeping your health up is of utmost importance, I'd rather have them spending their turns throwing Phoenix Downs at each other. And of course, I'd rather have them throwing Phoenix Downs than throwing X potions at each other, because a freshly revived Phoenix Down character can be taken out with one shot of a bow. X potions will take about 2 shots to redo that damage and a little bit more. Although this one, with a good compatibility, we're okay. 170. X potions will heal 150. But there's 120 from the regular attack. 170 would have been the charged attack. Here comes Beowulf. He's going to get around the corner and try to get into range for his magic sword as quickly as he can. Don't act is applied there. So that is good. That will take that guy out of the battle for now. And I can start focusing on some of these other chemists. I do need to get up high so that I can start taking advantage of some height difference. This is a very vertical stage. But with those chemists blocking most of the ways up, it's going to be a couple of turns before I can get up there. I do have some characters equipped with bowguns because this level is so vertical. So you saw a bowgun pop out there. I think that's the one that starts with a G, the gastrophytus or whatever it is. And I mixed them up because the bowguns don't get an advantage to having higher elevation, but nor do they receive a penalty for being on a lower elevation than your target. So they do require a straight line of sight, but I can shoot up a few tiles without taking a distance penalty. So I can still shoot 3 to 4 tiles away without any problem. So Orlando can hang out on that lower tier and still get Chemists as long as they come out to the edge where you can see them. Now here we have 2 actions are wasted on that one Chemist, but he is revived with pretty solid health, unfortunately. So 1 on the Phoenix down and 1 on the X potion, and then now he's able to come around. He's going to throw an elixir, and so his action ended up being wasted. That other Chemist is fully healed now, but he's wasting his action, and he's still not full health. So a couple of good attacks can get him down. We're hoping that we can get up more than his 153 if we get good compatibility on one of these guys. We know Mustadio has good comp on at least one character. There, Remza has good comp with that character, that 170, but not the one I would have liked him to have for the charge shot. But that's how we're going to overcome this battle, is keeping them using their actions on silly things and having us use our actions to continually take them out. And he is going to try to charge up a shot. He's going to hit the guy in between, of course, with his weapon. And there is a Chemist up top there who is still a concern. When he gets his turn again, it's going to be really take fire from the Chemist up on top. But in the meantime, we're trying to keep these guys down. So hopefully that Chemist on top will decide not to shoot and try to come down and play defensive with his AI when he gets his turn. Beowulf's going to come around the corner, and we're going to go for Don't Act again. Here's hoping we land. It is guarded. Unfortunately, he must have a mantle on to guard that attack. And down goes that guy at the bottom. There's a bigger charge, but not the damage we need, unfortunately. And because of his bowgun, he can't go around his mate there. But again, no penalty for shooting up, so he can shoot that tile or the tile behind, no problem. He can shoot that tile or the tile behind, no problem. And you see I'm menuing to check names to see when that Chemist is going to take his action. And hoping that if we get them below half health, that they one or more of them will take some actions to heal rather than go on offense. Does not. Speed save is going to be a help, though. Every time we take a hit, always want to have that speed save trigger. And you can see Orlando doesn't have any charge abilities learned yet. I believe he was just trying to get concentrate. When I recorded this, I think I used the first 400 JP getting concentrate because that's much more valuable than any charge ability, in my opinion, but I don't think that would be contested anywhere in the Final Fantasy Tactics world. That concentrate is a much more valuable ability. Concentrate being, of course, that your hit percentage is always 100. You cannot miss your attacks, and I believe that even overlooks things like darkness status. So you can just hit all the time, no matter what. So you can see I can let out a pretty big charge here, depending on who I'm targeting. Now that archer right there, Whitman, closest to Ramza, is going to go first, but I can get a big charge off right before he goes. And unfortunately, still can't quite get the big damage because of bad comp there. So 70 is what it's going to be on a big charge from Ramza. He does have a mantle on, which is why he was able to guard the spell before from Beowulf. I'm trying to decide where I need to go here. All these Chemists are still basically on their feet, although they have all taken some damage. I was thinking as I was playing this, is it better to try to, kill them one at a time and let them revive each other, or try to get them all weak and then try to kill them all at the same time. I'm going to stand by the strategy that I went with because them wasting actions throwing Phoenix Downs at each other, I believe was advantage me, not advantage them. So letting them do that, throw X potions and Phoenix Downs at each other, was helping me mostly because of my speed, because my speed is higher than theirs. Significantly higher than theirs. So I would get more actions. So if they are wasting any actions on things not killing me, then my advantage is going to compound over time. So a little bit like a chess player slowly building some board advantage. I was slowly building some action advantage here. Now targeting the tile behind should go right through, and nice damage with the bowgun. Beowulf again. See if he goes for another don't act. He certainly does. Probably found the character he had the best chance to land it on, and that is guarded. So Beowulf. Actually, I almost wish I'd had him as an archer. Although don't act was a pretty solid ability to use in this fight. The time or two that it did land, it ended up being pretty significant for us, saving us a good few hits. So there's Ramza's charge wasted. And there's a Phoenix down. And so again, that action wasted is just him wasting an action, and this guy's wasting his action. But now we will get more than one action to his action. We won't quite get 2 to 1, but we will get more than one to his 1.25 or whatever, if you were going to look at the speed differential. So all of these guys just burned their turns. They all just burned their turns up. Rams is going to see what he can do now. Unfortunately, he has terrible compatibility with that archer. He has enough to get him into critical, but not quite enough to kill him even after just getting a high potion. Not even an X potion, a high potion and the Phoenix down. Now that's much better compatibility. He gets the kill shot. So they're in the hole again. This is where the turn advantage is really starting to pop up. Because they spent the entire last round healing, and already they're getting back down into that hole. Where they have another character dead that's going to take 2 actions to get him revived and with a decent number of hit points. So it's going to take 2 of those chemists to get him back on his feet in good shape. And we are just going to overwhelm them eventually. And this chemist he's dead, and he's going to be trapped on that side. There's no chemist who's going to be able to get into range to throw an item to him. So now it's really just down to these 3. That chemist down there in the bottom also is going to be, not impossible to get in range because they can throw their items 4 tiles. Not worrying about height, I believe. Not worrying about height. But again, just with a couple of actors left, and we have everybody on their feet still, this is all but done. Longer battle than I would have liked with chemists like this, but because they have that capacity to heal and revive each other, they were able to draw it out a little bit. But that's okay. Now Ramp is going to see if he can get into range of that chemist right there. And we're counting tiles to see. He can get up there, but he can't get far enough away from that chemist for an easy target, unfortunately. And Ramza does have the long bow. So he can target this other archer, but not the one closest to him. And Ramza can get the kill shot on that archer. And Chamberlain can get into range. Let's see if he does better damage. Not as good as before, but not as poor as Ramses had been on Whitman there, that other chemist, with worse compatibility. And there's a long charge on that chemist, who is going to get a turn and move. So definitely an error in execution there, not seeing his turn up there at the number 2 slot. And those things happen. Those things always happen, and they get recorded. And now we have to talk over them and talk about them. That's okay. I don't think Beowulf is going to get a chance for another one, so I should have just done a regular attack. Although that Chemist being the last one standing is going to be changing his AI a little bit to be a little more aggressive, so he's not going to run quite so far away. He's going to try to revive some of his mates, probably. I don't know if he's going to get into fight mode. And now Ramsey can get into range of this character. Bad damage again. And Chamberlain hopefully not going to make the same mistake of trying to charge a long attack on this guy. Just take the shot. Take the shot. And Mustadio's counting his tiles. And he's not going to take the shot there. If you have the bow gun, you only have a range of 4, and you can't shoot over targets like your own characters. So that Chemist did get more aggressive. He went right up there and attacked my my other archer. Let's see if we can get Don't Act to land this last time. One last time. Sure enough, we got it. We do have an archer down, but thankfully the battle's no longer in doubt. And now that we are starting to have a positional advantage, this is where I'd like to be able to change to longbows rather than the bowguns. The bowguns were meant to be more effective in the first few rounds of this fight, but now it's going to be a little harder to get that now that we're up on the same level as these guys. We can't get the nice arc shots that we'd like with the characters who have the bowguns. But Ramsa's going to get the final kill shot, and that is Colliery Underground. 3rd floor, heading down deeper and deeper and deeper. We will see you on floor 2.